applying for a job. This is going to be fun. Not. It's not letting me go back. That's bad. Okay, there was a lot of wherefore and what thous and what tos. And it was really funny, but I had the camera kind of askew, and it wouldn't let me edit it. So I had to go back and start over. So I don't get to do the funny stuff too much. But you can help me apply for a job at this restaurant by selecting one of two personality questionnaire thingies, which I feel is the best. I prefer it when things are always changing rather than staying the same. Or I usually prefer to do things the way they have always been done. I prefer things the way they've been done. I think I am able to warm up quickly to others. I really enjoy doing new things, and to try to do something new as often as I can. I think I'm able to warm up quickly to others, especially women. And if they need a jacket, I can share. For the most part, I'm a very motivated individual, or I get upset when people do not follow through with their commitments. For the most part, I'm a mostly motivated individual. I am better at carrying out ideas than I am coming up with new ones, or I do not mind using flattery to get ahead because I believe others do the same. I'm better at carrying out ideas than I am coming up with new ones. Even though that's not true, I'm just not a kiss-up person. I sympathize with people who are having a bad day and always try to make them feel better. There's always something in my day that makes me feel happy. Yeah, when a woman walks by and she's in a short dress, that makes me happy. My arm may be in the way. Let's do it this way. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team's up in here. Started from the bottom. Others know that they can depend on me. Or, I appreciate when someone goes out of their way to help me. My coworkers could learn a lot from me. Or, in general, I tend not to let a bad experience ruin my day. I like that one. I can do all I can achieve my goals, even though it sometimes can be difficult. I sometimes think about how to help others, support people who are going through a hard time. I think I can do all things to achieve. I can be quite persistent when something is very important to moi. Or there comes a time when the current way of doing something no longer works, and you have to try some new way. I agree with that. Even though the word is kind of gay. I plan to advance as far as people as possible in my career, and I will not stop until I do so. Or I really enjoy being part of a team, which I don't. I'm better by myself. That's why I've been divorced twice. I would take on a leadership role if no one else will. Or I often understand other people's point of view. I'll take ownership. I care deeply about my relationships with others, or other people sometimes find it odd, but I like thinking about how things work. his work. People who know me best would say that I am a hard worker, or people who know me best say I am level-headed. God, neither one of those is true. Level-headed. I like to take responsibility for making decisions, or I enjoy working with other people. No, making decisions. I am an ordinary person who is no better than others, or I sometimes wonder what other people really think of me. I don't care what people think of me. I stand by my beliefs, even if others disagree with me. It's true. I enjoy experiencing new things when I travel. I don't have money to travel. I am willing to select a challenging work assignment. I can learn a lot from it. Or I can quickly sense how another person is feeling just by talking to him or her. That's true. I enjoy working in groups as long as I think that the group is heading in the right direction. Or I like to work on tasks that require creativity. I like creativity. I have a tendency to overlook small details. True. I try to impress others with my possessions. That's not true. I prefer to avoid difficult tasks in case I end up making mistakes. Not true. It is hard for me to know what task needs to be completed next if there's a lot going on around me. I'll take that one. If no one is aware of my success, then I feel unsuccessful. I am rarely the person people talk to about their personal problems. When I'm given something to do, I do it right away without waiting. Or, even when I do not know someone at a gathering, I know I will easily make friends with at least someone there. Aww. I do it without waiting. I think being open to new ideas has helped me grow as a new person. Life is too short to be upset all the time. Life is too short. I sometimes have a quick temper. Sometimes I find it hard to sympathize with others' feelings. Sometimes I do. I like learning hard tasks, even though sometimes it is very frustrating. I don't like learning new tasks. I make an effort to be polite to every person I meet. This is true. Believe it or not, I have very high goals for my career. I am always excited to do something new, even if it's a little scary. Whatever. I'm a calm person, even in stressful situations. I trust people unless they give me a reason not to. I sometimes try to be a leader. Or people have told me that I am very good at picking up on how others are feeling. Oh, gag me, Lord Jesus. Lay hands. It is wrong to pretend to like a person to get something from them. It is. I know what I want, and I will do everything in my power to get it. Sometimes I find it difficult to get down to work, or I sometimes get annoyed when other coworkers ask me to do things for them. Sometimes it is difficult to get started for work. I bounce back very quickly after setbacks, or I can maintain focus on a task through most distractions I can. Sometimes I get frustrated by people who are always asking for help, or I can be a good leader, but I'm not interested in all those duties that come with leadership. That's true. They got me on that one. In general, I would rather spend time alone than go someplace where I have to meet new people. I do not always practice what I preach. Ooh. I'm going to say in general. It is important to keep some people at a distance. True. Or I do best when things are consistent and predictable. It's important to keep some people at a distance. That's true. I'm curious, which helps me find solutions to complex problems. Or I sometimes put in extra work, which leads to better results. even if I have to go out of my way. Wrong. Wrong. When arguing with others, it is easy for me to remain calm most of the time. I always let those close to me know when I have a big accomplishment. I'm not like that. It is very important to always thank service people. True. With money, with tips. I tend to think about both sides of the issue before reaching a decision. That's difficult. I'd say it's important always to think. I like to work independently. I do not need others' help. Maybe that's true. Sometimes in order to get what you want, you have to pretend to be nice. God. That's crazy. I find it hard to understand the emotions of others. That's not true. I am very disorganized, but it works for me. That is true. I will spend as much time as it takes for me to do great at my job. Or I am very comfortable leading by example with whatever the need arises. That's true. I'd rather lead by example. I'm usually aware of how I react to things and how that impacts others. No, unfortunately. When working with others, I always try to see their point of view. I get along with others regardless of their background. That's true. I generally am a happy person. That's also true. I'm generally a happy person. I sometimes not in touch with my feelings. Sometimes, or I get tired of working on tasks that are too hard because it's usually not worth the effort. Touch my feelings. I always think things when I think about you, I touch myself. I do. I always think things would be better if I was in charge. Or I can charm anyone if I need a favor. I don't do that. I do not like the idea of change. I like things the way they are, usually, unless necessity is the mother of invention. If your hard work does not get noticed, it is a good idea to sometimes flatter your manager. Oh, God, Jesus help me. It is okay for employers to take some money. Nope. I rarely make the effort to learn something new unless I have to. My peers would agree that I am well organized, or change tends to be a good thing. I'm not very organized. It is easy to understand other people's emotions, or I will give my opinion if someone asks I would. I am comfortable leading a team if I'm asked to, or I'm always trying to stay busy even when things are going slow. Not slack. I am careful in how I do my task, even if it takes more time or effort. Or I make the effort to thank people when they say something kind to me. I do make the effort to say thank you. Even when times are difficult, I am always confident I can handle it. Or most people feel at ease talking with me. Personal issues, they do. I like thinking about ideas that I never thought of before. Or I would rather work with people than against them. That's true. Sometimes I prefer to stick to what I know best rather than learn or try new things. Or I try to understand myself because it's hard sometimes. What? I know myself. I'm a pervert. Many tasks at work come naturally to me. Or sometimes it is pleasant to communicate with someone you just met if they're attractive. I like to, in bed, I like to get things done right away so that I do not have to think about them anymore in bed. Or I tend to do things that I know will make other people happy, even if it's not what I want in bed. I like to give other people pleasure in bed. Oh, God. I do not really like when I have done to do something I I do not really like when I have to do something I have not done before in bed, or I try to avoid things that I'm not very good at in bed. That's true. I tend to just the eating out, and I do that. I prefer to work in areas that I am comfortable with in bed, or if I believe in someone strongly, I will share my beliefs with others in bed. I prefer to work in areas that I'm comfortable with in bed. Ah, that was the questionnaire. I am finished. The end. Hope you liked it. Subscribe.